Hey guys, it's Amanda with Getting There Green, and I am finally out in the garden. I'm sorry guys, there's been not a whole lot of gardening videos because, as you know, we've been working on our camper trailer, but you guys have been asking, and you know, I know, we haven't been keeping up, but here we are today. I'm outside. It's a beautiful warm day. It's about maybe 22 Celsius. I'm just guessing, I don't actually know. And I am outside with my tomato seedlings for the most part. And I have some lettuce seedlings here as well. And I have some squash seedlings. And I'm going to try to get these into the ground today, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing, alright? Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit of what to do and what not to do when starting your seedlings in the house. How about first the obvious, what not to do? You ever use these little things to plant your seedlings in? I don't usually, but I thought I would this year because I thought I might be giving away a lot of seedlings. So I thought, well, that'll be great. I didn't enjoy them. They don't hold much soil. They don't hold much water. So I actually didn't use very many. I only used half of what I bought, surprisingly. And then over time, they kind of grew together in a knot. Most of this is lettuce, some of this is parsley, and the rest of it pretty much died. So I'm going to attempt to plant these, and I'll probably rip away this fabric stuff on it so that the roots can be freed. Yeah. Oh, there's some parsley now. Alright. I use these. I like to reuse them. Originally they would have had some flowers in them probably. And I planted squash in them. These really aren't bad for starting your seeds. Usually you'll want to transplant from this to a larger container at some point before it comes time to go outside. This is white patty pan squash, and for the most part these are doing okay. They're a little leggy, and they're in really small containers, but they're surviving. We'll see if they survive a transplant into the ground. I planted some lettuce this way as well, and it's doing fine in these containers. One thing I have to say about lettuce is, to me, it's not worth starting ahead like I did. It's just not worth it. It grows pretty fast once it's in the ground, and it doesn't really like heat anyway. You're good to start these even if your ground's still cool. Start them right from seed. I don't even bother paying attention to how far apart I'm putting my seeds. Just doesn't feel worth the effort. Let's see. What to do? This is a beautiful tomato plant. You can see this is a very large stem. And this is a brandywine tomato, this one, but I have some other beautiful tomato varieties here, just like it. Now, what to do is bury these deep. I started these as tiny seedlings, and I just kept transplanting, and eventually I put them in these cups and just kept planting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's given it a very strong stem. It should have a very good root system inside this cup. So this is a very good start on a tomato. And I have lots of them just like it. This is another brandywine. As you can see, it outgrew its container, so I extended it using tin foil. And it worked, Can't complain. Alright, let's get these into the ground. Planting your tomato deep while it's indoors as a seedling stage is pretty pointless if you're not going to plant it deep once it's outside. So do the best you can to dig a nice deep hole. However, we don't all have that luxury, and that's okay. I'll show you why. Here's one of my seedlings, brandywine tomato. Let's get it out. It's pretty compacted with the root system here. I've got a pretty deep hole, but if you don't, because you're limited by the type of earth you have, if you have earth at all, maybe it's a container, you can plant the root system like sideways and gently bend your stem so it's pointing out of the ground at the top. That's okay to do, gently. And you can plant it just like so. I'm going to plant mine up and down because I did dig my hole deep enough to do so. These leaves that are going to end up underground, break those off. Best to do with scissors. I'm usually too lazy to do that, so I'm pinching it. Off those go. No point in having leaves underground. Don't be afraid to bury deeper outside than you had it inside in the seedling container. Just like you were doing indoors with your seedling, you can bury it deeper outside as well. If you notice, I have a tomato stake here already. And it is a very good idea to put your tomato stake in the ground at the same time that you put your transplant in the ground. Because you know where you're going to want it. And if you go to put it in later, you can do it, but be aware you may damage some of the roots when you put this into the ground. If you put this in the ground at the same time you put your seedling in, then you're very unlikely to damage any of your roots. There we go. It's in the ground. Give it a real good water now. Pay attention for a few days, making sure that the ground doesn't dry out. Give it a good watering so that it doesn't go into shock now that it's in the ground. And everything should be okay. Everything should be okay. Alright guys, this is Amanda with Getting There Green. Have a good one.